measure the flexibility of the joint, in which it would tell us with how much degree the joint moves in forward direction, backward direction. See? Okay. So the purpose of my study is to determine the immediate effect of hypervol plus versus matrix rhythm therapy on calf muscle length by using ultrasonography, strength by dynamometer, and range of motion by goniometer. So methodology of my study is, the study design is experimental study. The study type is pre-post test study. Target population is recreational athletes. Sample size is 20. Sampling design is non-probability sampling, and sampling technique is convenience sampling. So the participants, before they are taken into the study, they were screened for the inclusion and the exclusion criteria. The inclusion criteria was participants willing to participate in the study, participants of all gender, and participants aged between 18 to 24 years. The exclusion criteria for this study was participants with lower limb injury past 1 year, participants diagnosed with cardiac conditions, vascular issues, tumors, and infections. Okay. The outcome measures used were ultrasonography, dynamometer, and goniometer. So, ultrasonography is a radiodiagnostic imaging technique in which you can see your soft tissues such as the muscles, ligaments, and dermis. It is used to see whether any changes are or adaptations are happening in the muscle, whether there is a tear or any fibrous adhesions formed in the muscular area. Dynamometer, as I've told you, it is used to check the strength, and goniometer is used to check the flexibility by telling us how much angles does the joint move. So coming on to the procedure, 20 subjects were included in the study after screening for the inclusion and the exclusion criteria. Participants' length, range of motion, and strength was measured using ultrasonography, goniometer, and dynamometer. Participants were told to lie prone. Prone lying is basically lying on your stomach so that the calf muscle is exposed. Matrix rhythm therapy was given only on the left calf, while hypervolt plus was given on the right calf. After the session, immediate effect of both the modalities were compared using the ultrasonography diagnostic technique. Okay. Change. So statistical analysis was done for this study, in which it showed that we had considered p-value as less than 0.05 to be significant. So for medial gastrinomas, you could see for pre-test it was 0.8, but in the post-test it has come to 0.05. For lateral gastrinomas, pre-test it has come for 0.8 again, but for the post-test it has come from 0.04. Soleus, it has come from 1.156, but for post-test it has come to 0.03, stating that the intervention was statistically significant. Okay. Coming on to the limitations of the study, this study was done to check the immediate effect of the hypervolt plus and matrix rhythm therapy, and further study should be done in order to check the long-term effect of the two modalities. Considering we had just given one session of hypervolt plus and matrix rhythm therapy, but in future studies, as advancement develops, people should try for doing it for few weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks, and then check for the study and then do the statistical analysis. So this is a future scope of study. So my study concludes that the hypervolt plus produces equally beneficial effects compared to matrix rhythm therapy on calf muscle of recreational athletes between the age group of 18 to 24 years. Both the devices have shown a marked increase in the length, thickness, strength, ankle range of motion according to ultrasonography, dynamometer, and goniometer respectively. These are my references for the study.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
ना प्रज्वल, उनका डालना है शायद, उनका पेन ड्राइव है ये लो मैडम आप
Madam, you have 7 minutes time to present and introduce yourself and present your paper.
Good day, all of you. My name is Meghna Timanna Manjure. Hello. Hello. Good day, all of you. My name is Meghna Timanna Manjure. My topic is application of yoga practices for prevention of doping in sports. Abstract. Drug abuse is becoming common among athletes. There may be various reasons for which athletes are taking drugs. For this research paper may articles regarding therapeutic effects of yoga on drug abuse were studied thoroughly and results obtained showed that yoga is significantly effective in reducing withdrawal symptoms. Example, dedication of alcohol. Audit. Alcohol use disorder identification test and audit. Drug use disorder identification test showed significant improvement. Addiction of nicotine was also reduced to about 60% to 70%. Keeping in view the results of various studies, it is concluded that yoga can be an effective therapy in treating drug abuse among athletes. Keywords. Application Yoga practices, prevention, doping, sports. Introduction. Yoga means union of body and mind. It is such a mind body union which combines postures, asanas, with mindful awareness of self and pranic energy. Yoga healing system is based on 4 principles which are listed below. First, human body is comprised of various inseparable entities which are related to each other in one or other way. If one entity is unhealthy, then it will directly or indirectly influence the other one also. Hence, some kind of cure is required which will help is in healing mind, body and soul at the same time. Second one, every individual is unique. So, such a healing approach is needed which will accept the uniqueness of the person and will help in designing individual practices. Third, yoga plays an important role in healing by self-empowering. The practitioner is self-healer. Yoga guide him or her through the path to the health. Fourth, mindset also plays a crucial role in healing as a person with positive thoughts is able to heal earlier than the one with negative thoughts. Therefore, yoga is the best option to control our mind. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutras, eightfold path, Ashtanga Yoga, should be followed to attain awareness and enlightenment. These 8 limbs are Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Out of these 8 limbs, Yam and Niyam help you develop good habits which are morally and ethically correct and socially acceptable. Asana and pranayam are widely used to prevent and treat many diseases. These practices have huge impact on our respiratory and cardiovascular systems, help in rehabilitation, reduce stress, depression, and helps in treating various addiction. Most widely spread addiction is drug addiction. People, regardless of their age, gender, background, race.
Madam, kindly go to the methodological aspects and findings.
Methods. In order to carry out this research study, many articles regarding therapeutic effects of yoga on drug abuse athletes were studied thoroughly. The reasons behind drug abuse and how yoga helps in coming out of this. Its effect on various systems of our body and mind. Every related question is taken in account while studying those papers. For literature search PubMed, Google Scholar were preferred. Also, the studies published in peer-reviewed journal till May on 2017 was viewed for inclusion in this review. The data collected was organized under different sections based on the disorder caused by using various drugs. Results and discussion. A total of 250 articles and various other literature was studied to do through research on the topic. Most of the studies were regarding the role of yoga in management of nicotine dependence. Some of them was based on the role of yoga in management of alcohol addicts, opioid addicts, cocaine addicts, etc. Some studies were totally related to women drugs addicts. Effect of yoga on nicotine addicts. A study conducted on 20 nicotine addicts who had undergone yoga sessions, stretch and breathing exercise on weekly basis were found that 65% of them were motivated to quit nicotine. Another study conducted on 82 participants who were taught Sudarshan Kriya and breathing exercise in a 6-day workshop. 95% participants reported that during this session the craving were reduced to minimum, and 65% of them even quit tobacco. Many such studies were conducted on number of nicotine addicts, and results were almost positive in each of them, as nicotine helped them to reduce their anxiety level. This job now replaced by yoga, as it helps you improve your mood and reduce levels of anxiety. It also helped many of them in managing their stress. Effect of yoga on alcohol addicts. The study conducted on 38 post-traumatic stress alcohol addicts who had undergone 12 yogic sessions. It was session that there was significant reduction in the audit alcohol use disorders identification test and audit drug use disorder identification test scores. Effect of yoga on cancer patients. Asanas, pranayam, and meditation helped cancer patients in stress reduction, enhance quality of life, promoting healing. It even reduced the risk of post chemotherapy induced nausea frequency, anticipatory vomiting, etc. Effect of yoga on serotonin levels. Depression usually leads to decrease in the levels of serotonin, but consistent practice of yoga helps in increasing serotonin levels, decreasing the monoamine oxide levels, as it has no side effects. So many patients do yoga practice along with their medications also. Athletes may use this to come out if the trauma of prevention, previous failure or injury. Effect of yoga on various systems. Yoga, especially pranayam, create a balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. It will increase the blood flow and regulate your breath and heart rate. Inverted poses are responsible for the flow of blood from lower body back to the heart, which in turn delivers back the oxygenated blood. Twisting and bending poses also helps in messaging the internal organs, thus repairing any damage caused to those organs. Conclusion: yoga will affect each and every part of your body and helps refreshing your mind. All the stress, anxiety being the major cause of drug addiction can be healing easily by yoga. Drugs may enhance your performance to certain level, but they will always come with side effects. Instead of going for drugs, athletes better choose yoga, which will help them enhance their performance in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Next presenter, please.
Good afternoon, all of you. My topic name sports nutrition. My name is Dr. Chaugule Shetiba Bhima. I am from Bid, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Model Vidyapith, Aurangabad. Yashwantrao Chavan. Okay, notes. My topic name sport nutrition. Introduction. Athletes who want a winning age need the right nutrition. When you give your body the right fuel by drinking your water and eating a balanced diet, you will make the most of your athlete talents and given more strength, power and endurance when you train. This article contains some general sports nutrition guidelines to achieve top performance. Your diet should be based on a variety of factors including your age, weight, physical condition and the type of the exercise you are doing. Consult your doctor of the individual sports nutrition advice. Hydration. Water is the most important nutrient for the athletes. Water composes about the 16% of body weight and is essential for the almost every bodily function. Because your body cannot make or store water, you must replace the water that you lost in your urine and sweat. Everyone should drink that least you 2 quarts of water each day, and athletes need even more. To stay hydrated and avoid overthink, drink plenty of cooling before, during and after sports or exercise. When your workout or complete especially in hot water, try to replace to amount of water you were lost in sweat by drinking the some amount of filled. Next.
Sir, both are your findings and conclusions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Next. Okay. Dietary. Okay. So, sports nutrition pyramid. Dietary supplements. Government supplement matching the performance goals and micro nutrients of the ineligible fatty acid. When the basic diet is the lacking these nutrients. Sports specific nutrition. If the basic diet is not compensating the need for specific micronutrient, athletes are the advised to add specific sports nutrition product to their diet. basal diet. All the athletes are the advised to uh, cons- consume their diet as recommended by the Netherlands Nutrition Center. Next.
Kindly go to the
Conclusion. Okay. Conclusion. indicate the calories intake can impede athletes training and performance. A normal healthy diet can take care of normal exercising regimen. Intense training will require significantly more nutrient to support energy demands. Endurance. It include the moderated to high uh, intensity exercise. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next presenter, please. Kindly don't read introduction briefly. Just go to the pedagogical aspects,
Yes, sir.
and findings and conclusions.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, all. I am Dr. Namdev Fatangre, Director of Physical Education, VIIT College, Pune. My subject is effect of Yogasana on body composition factors of teaching and non-teaching college staff. Next. You know all about yoga, so I skip this part. Next. That is the method. Yes, sir. This is the comparative study, pre-test and post-test results. So, present study was experimental research was conducted with aim to find out effect of yoga asana on body composition factors of teaching and non-teaching college staff. Yes, sir.
Please state duration and kind of exercise you conducted.
Now the use statistical tools. After data collection, data of pre-test and post-test experimental groups compared by period sample t-test and interpretation were drawn. The level of significance was kept at 0.05 to test the hypothesis. Now the result of the study. Result of in this research, teaching and non-teaching college staff, 20 male employees were selected as a subject by using simple random sampling techniques from VIIT College. Body composition factors in that body: weight, vascular fat, trunk subscriptions fat, total body fat, body mass index, resting metabolic rate and skeletal muscles. Variables measure with body composition analyzer, HBD 375 equipments applied experimental group wise given us. It was observed from the finding that effect of yoga asana on body composition analyzer of selected students from table number 2 in previous slide. There was a significant difference between pre-test and post-test of subject regarding to the body composition variables. The indicate that yogasana program had positive effect on body composition variables of experimental groups. Now conclusion. On the basis of the result option in the study, the research made the conducted there was positive effect of yogasana on body composition factors in that body weight, vascular fat, trunk subscriptions, fat, total body fat, body mass index, resting metabolic rate, and skeletal muscles. Variable of selected techniques and teaching and non-teaching colleges staff due to the treatment given. Thank you so much.
Positive result. Just one, I have one query. So why you give the title as a teaching and non-teaching? Why college staff? Why
This
divided
staff
teaching
is-
and
Sir, actually
Divided
this
teaching and non-teaching. That is the point.
many time the collection of the staff, the sample means the staff is very difficult in the college because the job level is different, and if the only the teaching staff is available, then there is a very simple and suitable to me to collect the data, and that's why I'm only select the teaching staff. Thank you, sir.
Next presenter, please.
Hi, good afternoon to Mananda. Myself, Sujin Raj, research scholar, Department of Physical Education, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. My topic is psychomotor ability and skill performance variables response to the role of game-specific coaching program cricketers. I'm not in methodology. Methodology, 15 intercollegiate women crickets were selected from Department of Physical Education, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. They were assigned as a game-specific coaching group. The game-specific coaching group underwent for a specific coaching program, game-specific coaching program for a 12 weeks. And the 15 intercollegiate women cricketers were selected from Karupagam University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. They were assigned as the control group. Now training apart from the regular routine work. The collected data before and after training period of 12 weeks of control group and the game-specific coaching group was statistically analyzed with the dependent t-test. In all cases, the criterion for statistical significance was set as 0.05 level of confidence. Collection of data. Pre-test was taken before the game-specific coaching program for game-specific coaching groups and the control group. Post-test was taken after the game-specific coaching program for game-specific coaching group and control group. And I'm directly going to discussion of finding. Based on the result, the game-specific coaching group demonstrated significantly improved psychomotor ability and skill performance variable, such as namely coordination, reaction time, cover drive, and straight drive. The improvement was found to be caused by game-specific coaching program when compared to the control group. The study suggests that the game-specific coaching program had a positive impact on the development of psychomotor ability and skill performance variable, and the game-specific coaching program can be an effective approach to enhance the program in this area. Thus, the results are in line with the other study of which has emphasized the impact of game-specific field training on a playing ability among cricket players. These results show that the game-specific field training group had a significant improved on playing ability. And as conclusion, the game-specific coaching program play a vital role in improving the psychomotor ability and skill performance variables of a cricketers. The study show that game-specific coaching programs that are designed to provide the specific needs of cricket players can significantly enhance their skills, including batting, bowling, and fielding. This program focused on improving technical proficiency, tactical knowledge, and physical conditioning, which are essential components of a cricket performance. Overall, game-specific coaching program is an internal part of developing the psychomotor ability and the skill performance variables of a cricketer. With the right coaching, players can achieve their full potential and reach new height of their cricketing careers. The outcome of the study concluded that game-specific coaching program improved the psychomotor ability and skill performance variables such as namely coordination, reaction time, cover drive, and straight drive in intercollegiate women cricket players. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
இன்னொரு ஃபைலும் இருக்கு
டவுன்லோட்ஸில் இது பென்ட்ரைவில் தான் இருக்கு தெரியாதுடா
இதுதானே இதுதானே அதான்
Good afternoon, all. My name is Jivinod Kanan, coming from Bardha University, Department of Physical Education, Coimbatore. My topic is impact of yogi practice on sport-specific resistance training on anthropometric variables of adolescent badminton players. Statement of the problem. To investigate the impact of yogi practice on sport-specific resistance training on anthropokinematics variables of adolescent badminton players. Methodology. We are conducting 30 badminton players in SNS Badminton Academy, Coimbatore. The age range between 14 and 17 years. They are divided into two groups, experimental group and control groups. Experimental group was in yogi practice and sport-specific resistance training. Control group was no training. The 12 weeks training program was conducted in experimental group. Pre and post test was both groups. The statistical analysis is conducted on dependent t-test. The criterion measures the flexion and extension on shoulder. Test items are genometer. Unit of measure is in degree. Discussion on findings. The present study was experimented the impact of various yogi practice on sport-specific resistance training with anthrokinematics variables of adolescent badminton players. The result of the study indicated that the anthrokinetic variables improved in shoulder on flexion extension. The finding of the present study was similarity with the finding of investigation referred to the study. The yogi to improve, promote the physical and mental health to elders with dilemmas of long-term care facilities. Conclusion. Finally, that the study was concluded that the basic of results there was significant difference between experimental group and control group on selected anthrokinetic variables on flexion extension in shoulder. After the scheduled training program and improvement the favor the experimental group due to the 12 weeks of various yogi practice and sport specific resistance training. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ravi, PhD Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Bharathiar University, Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore District. My topic is outcome of ballistics training on criterion physical and skill performance variable among university volleyball players. Methods. 24 university, inter-university volleyball player. Two groups and the experimental group number of 12, Karpam University, Coimbatore, and control group Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda Educational Research Institution, Coimbatore. Experimental group ballistic training, pre-test, control group no training. Ballistic training 12 weeks training program, post-test. Statistical technique, dependent t-test and confidence level of 0.05 level, statistical criterion measure. Criterion measure. The criterion measure variables, physical variables, shoulder strength and explosive power, skill performance variable, serving stability and spiking accuracy. Next. Discussion of finding. The result of the study indicate the ballistics training group significantly improve their physical and skill performance variables such as namely shoulder strength and explosive power, serving stability and spiking accuracy. Furthermore, it was observed that the improvement caused by ballistics training was greater than that of control groups. The suggested the ballistic training was the effective method of improving physical and skill performance variables. The result of the study are aligned with the finding of other study, or the intents of study was investigate the correlation of ballistic training, plyometric training on selected speed and explosive power of college-men volleyball player. The result of the experimental group had significant improve and explosive power and vital capacity when compared to control groups. Discussion. Conclusion. This study confirmed the university volleyball players' shoulder strength and explosive power, serving stability and spiking accuracy, and significantly improvement the experimental group when compared to control groups. The 12 weeks of ballistic training show improved in physical and skill performance variables such as namely shoulder strength and explosive power, cervix ability, and spiking accuracy of university volleyball players. The age range between 18 and 25 years. Those improvement suggested that ballistic training will be valuable additional regimens to volleyball players.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
Respected chairpersons, on the days and off the days delegates, dear participants, good afternoon all present over here. Myself, G. Tamil Chelvan, PhD Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. My topic is the beneficial effects of aerobic exercises and aerobic practices on selected health-related physical fitness components among Bharatiya University students. Introduction. In today's society, with computers, televisions and cars, most people do not have sufficient physical exercise to maintain adequate health. It is universally recognized that physical education is one of the most important factors in promoting health and longevity. Physical education and sports increase the scope of human abilities and enrich the life of the individual and society as a whole. Aerobic exercises. Aerobics is a vigorous physical activity that can provide an inexpensive and practical workout for most people. Aerobic fitness helps to promote the cardiorespiratory system from disease, and it promotes physical, mental and emotional development. Yogic practices. Yoga is an ancient form of relaxation and exercise that has many health benefits, including lowering cholesterol. Pranayama also helps to connect the body to its battery, the solar plexus, where tremendous potential energy is stored. What tapped through specific techniques, this vital energy is released for physical, mental and spiritual rejuvenation. Statement of the problem. The purpose of this study was to find out the beneficial effects of aerobic exercises and yogic practices on selected health-related physical fitness components among Bharatiya University students. Methodology. We selected 60 male participants from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India, and their age ranged between 18 and 25 years. The selected participants divided 4 groups. Experimental group 1 underwent the aerobic exercise, and experimental group 2 yogic practices, and the experimental group 3 combined aerobic exercise and yogic practices group. The fourth one is control group. All the 4 groups we will take in the pre-test. After the respective trainings of particular groups, we will take the post-test. Statistical analysis. Dependent t-test was analyzed to find out individual effect. To test the significance of adjusted post-test mean, used Danakova. The Skeffey post-hoc test was used difference between the paired adjusted means. The table shows the analysis of covariance on pre, post and adjusted post-test mean values of muscular endurance on 4 groups. This table shows the SCFE test for the differences between the adjusted post-test means on muscular endurance. The table shows the analysis of covariance on pre, post and adjusted post-test mean on cardiorespiratory endurance of 4 groups. The SCFE test for the differences between the adjusted post-test means on cardiorespiratory endurance of 4 groups. Discussion on findings. The study confirms that aerobic exercise, yogic practices and combined practices produce improvement in health-related physical fitness components, namely muscular endurance and cardiorespiratory endurance. This study confirms that combined practices produce better improvement in health-related physical fitness components, namely muscular endurance and cardiorespiratory endurance, when compared to the aerobic training exercise group and yogic practices group. This study supports the findings of Sushant, Tangarani, Sivasankari and Santa. Conclusions. All the age, men and women can be benefit from aerobic exercise and yogic practices. Aerobic exercise are played a major role in fat burning exercise and stretching exercise. The aerobic exercise can perform with all kind of music. The benefits of yoga are not limited to only physical fitness but improve physiological benefits within the limitations. And on the basis of the findings, it was clear that 16 weeks of aerobic exercise produced significant changes in the health-related physical fitness components. It was also very clearly indicated that 16 weeks of yogic practices produced significant changes in the health-related physical fitness components. Within the limitations, it was very clear that 16 weeks of combined practices produced significant changes in the health-related physical fitness. Improvement in health-related physical fitness components, namely respiratory endurance exercise group and yogic practice group. The amalgamation of both aerobic and yogic practice is suitable exercise to attain the optimum level of health-related physical fitness components, muscular endurance and cardiovascular endurance. Thank you.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
Good afternoon everyone. Myself Samar Santosh Londe and I am from DSTS Mandal College of Pharmacy, specialization M.Pharm Pharmaceutics. So first of all, thank you for joining me today to discuss my research work on the comparative evaluation of various marketed bathing soaps and shampoos. Most of us bathing and hair care routines are essential part of our daily lives and and often may rely on commercially available products to keep conversely clean and fresh. However, with so many different brands and formulation available in the market, it can be challenging to determine which products are on-set effective and suitably for the individual needs. This is where my research comes out. I concluded a comparative evaluation of several popular bathing soaps and shampoos to determine their efficacy and suitability for different skin, hair types by analyzing factors such as cleansing ability, fragrance, leather, and ingredient composition. I aim to provide valuable insights into which product perform best under different circumstances. In this presentation, I will share my findings with you and discuss the implementation. This research for both consumers and manufacturers in personal care industry. I hope that by the end of this presentation you will have better understanding of the strengths and weaknesses regarding the product. You will have better understanding and the strengths and different marketed bathing soaps and shampoos. and feel more confident marketing bathing soaps and shampoos, and feel have more confident in marketing informed choices about the products you use. So the skin has a slightly acidic pH around the 5.5, which helps to maintain the healthy barrier functions and protect against harmful bacteria and microorganisms. When the soaps and shampoos with high pH are applied to the skin, they can disrupt the natural pH balance and onset of the skin, and skin become dry, itchy, and irritated. As the athletes and coaches and sports enthusiasts try to addict peak performance, maintaining the optimal health and prevent injuries. However, achieving these goals can be challenging, especially in the face of intense physical and mental demands. In my research, I explored the relationship between the pH and bathing soaps and shampoos and their impact of the sports performance, nutrition, and rehabilitation. Especially, I investigated how the pH levels in these levels can affect the skin and hair, and how this turn can impact the athlete ability to train recovery effects. Through my research work, I found that the levels of these are the marketed these are the pH of marketed shampoos. In this, the L'Oreal Paris shows 5.15 pH, which is suitable for normal use, and pH is not get affected. So throughout the research, in the particular, I found that using products with high pH can lead to the skin and hair damage, which can affect athlete performance. Thank you. And these are the references.
Thank you. Any other presenters?
Just raise your hand, so that's why. 1.
Anyone else?
2, 3. 3 more.
4.
4 more. Just 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Within 20 minutes.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ganesh Shivaji Madi. I am from DSTS Mandal College of Pharmacy, Solapur. So my topic on sodium content in the selected fast food, a study on potential risk due to excessive sodium intake. In that, fast food has become a ubiquitous part of modern life, with millions of people consuming it daily. While fast food is another convenient and affordable, it has been linked to numerous health problems, including obesity, high blood pressure, high BP, and heart disease. One of the primary contributors to these health and issues is the high sodium content in fast food. Then, in my research, I conducted a study to evaluate the sodium content in selected fast food from popular fast foods. I aim to determine the potential risk of excessive sodium intake from these foods and identify strategies for regularly sodium consumption in fast food. Next slide. I selected the particulars that Monaco biscuit, steamed rice, kurkure, chapati, shev, bingo, wafers, and Chinese cuisine. The manufacturers are respectively. Next. This is a method of sodium by flame photometry. Next. This is the estimation of sample. First, soaking. In that, take all the food samples and soak in water in different beakers overnight. Then, flame photometer. Run all the samples individually. In result and discussions, the various fast food contain different concentration and different sodium content. In that, Monaco biscuit contain 50 mg per ml concentration. In that, amount of sodium per gram of sample is 7. Then rice, then kurkure. These are the values which are found in flame photometer. Next. So conclusion is, As result indicates, it was found that the dietary composition of certain fast food items include excess sodium than the recommended standards. Then this excessive addition of sodium may result into severe conditions like cardiovascular disease, high BP, then related to central nervous system and water electrolyte balance. The likely disorders may affect the renal system as well, and hence it can be concluded that the people prone to such diseases should not consume the fast food items very frequently. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have addiction.
Addiction, yes sir.
Next presenter, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manoj Patil. I am from DSTS Mandal College of Pharmacy, Department of Pharmaceutic, M Pharmacy. My topic is the formulation and evaluation of fluconazole gel using natural polymers. The objective behind this work is to develop the natural, safe, systemized and cost-effective delivery system of antifungal drug fluconazole. In this preparation, we have used natural polymers like guar gum, agar gum, aloe vera juice, and as a preservative, we have used methylparaben and propylparaben. Next, materials and methods. I got materials. First, fluconazole drug. I got this from Aadhar Life Sciences. Guar gum, agar gum, methylparaben and propylparaben I got from Research Laboratory Finchem Industry Mumbai, and Candida albicans and Aspergillus niger from Ashwini Rural College of Medical College Kumbari. So here is the steps for preparation of gel. We prepared a gel by 5 methods. First is preparation of base, then addition of drug, then addition of preservative to that prepared base, and mixed it and keep it for a cooling. Next, after the preparation, we have evaluated the gel for this is the formulation table. We have prepared a 9 formulation by using this drug and excipients. Next, after making the gel, we have evaluated the following parameters for the gel. First is drug content, determination of pH, spreadability, viscosity, antifungal activity, stability, study of gel, and in vitro diffusion study of gel. Next, now we have evaluated all the parameters for the drug. The evaluation parameters are the batch F1 shows the minimum drug content and batch F6 shows the maximum drug content. The pH of all the gel is range between 5.5 to 6.2. The spreadability is found between 5 to 11 gram centimeter per meter. And batch F1 shows the maximum spreadability and batch F9 shows the minimum spreadability. And viscosity for the F9 was seen 125.09. The stability study, we have kept that prepared gel for 3 months. After that, we have checked the activity for antifungal. It shows the good stability action. Summary and conclusion. Next. As a fluconazole is a imidazole derivative, it shows the topical as well as systemic antifungal action. Thank you everyone. I want to thank Principal Yashwantrao Chavan Mahavidyalay, Sri Dr. Lakshman Pawar sir, Dr. Patil sir, sorry, Dr. Atul Lakde sir for खूप चांगला असं 2 दिवसाचा कॉन्फरन्स तुम्ही अरेंज केला, त्याबद्दल ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ DSTS मंडल्स कॉलेज ऑफ फार्मसी कडून मी तुमच्या सर्वांचं अभिनंदन करतो. परत तुम्ही असेच नवीन कॉन्फरन्स ठेवताल अशी मी आशा करतो. आणि 130 किलोमीटर येऊन तुम्ही सोलापुरात एवढं छान कॉन्फरन्स अरेंज केला, त्याबद्दल अजून एकदा तुमच्या मनापासून आभार मानतो. थँक्यू सो मच.
थँक्यू. नेक्स्ट प्रेझेंटर प्लीज.
You have hard copy. It's okay.
I have hard copy.
कुठले ओपन केलं तरी चालेल.
PDF पण आहे. हार्ड कॉपी आहे.
जी. Okay, so. Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Kalpesh Menke, PhD scholar from MES Abasaheb Garware College, Pune. My research topic is an impact of revenue collection from direct taxes and indirect taxes on economic growth of India. So particularly we are title is impact of direct and indirect taxes, collection of indirect taxes, direct and indirect taxes on economic growth of India. So yes, particularly GST, it's talk about GST. So introduction, state is no more police state because every state, now India is also state, and India state is not only protecting the Indian boundaries but also having a different work, like we have developmental expenditure and all. So particularly this topic is talking about the composition of taxes from direct taxes and indirect taxes. Government revenue generates from direct and indirect taxes. So topic from the study, objective of the study, yes. Thank you. The objective of the study is to find the correlation between revenue from tax and economic growth of India, to understand the progressiveness of direct taxes of India, to analyze the tax to GDP ratio. The hypothesis of study: there is a significant impact of direct taxes on the economic growth of India. There is insignificant impact of indirect tax growth on GDP growth. And third one is India's direct taxation is progressive in nature. So database and methodologies, the nature of present study is descriptive and explanatory. And the present study is based on secondary data collection. So the data has been collected from different sources like Central Board of Direct Taxes, Economic Survey, Union Finance account of respective years and reports. So particularly for this research, we have using the data, time series data of Central Board of Direct Taxes from 2004 to 2018-19. And after 2018-19, we have not considered the data because we have seen the COVID pandemic, and these years are abnormal in nature. So abnormal in nature, the years which are abnormal in nature should not be counted for the research purpose. So the following tools and statistical tools were used for the evaluation of the study: that Pearson correlation coefficient and linear regression model has been run for the statistical test. So now you can see that data from financial year 2004 and 5 to 2017 and 18 shows that share in total taxes, like particularly we have divided the tax share like direct tax and indirect taxes. So you can see indirect taxes had a upper hand from in the beginning like in 2004 and 5 we can see 56% of tax collection was from the indirect taxes, and 43% of taxes were collected by direct taxes. But in the end, you can see share of indirect taxes has been reduced to 47%, and the direct taxes has gone up to the 52%. So this shows that composition of taxes, tax revenue is shifting from indirect taxes to direct taxes, and we have hypothesis like direct taxes has a positive impact on your GDP growth.
So this is a correlation model where we have come up with the result that indirect taxes has insignificant correlation and direct tax has positive or significant correlation, because that two-tailed p-value shows that it is near about or more than 0.05 tail. So this shows you as a positive correlation between direct taxes and your economic growth. Now we have come up with the linear regression model, which shows this regression model and where also we have found that R square value and F value is very much positive in nature, and that gives you a positive effect of direct tax collection and economic growth. Next, so to find out the growth in revenue from direct taxes and to validate the progressiveness of direct taxes in India. So particularly you can see the graph where we can see the taxpayers has increased from the beginning, and this is upward trend. Now particularly, but this shows you upward trend, but particularly if you analyze the same data with the charts, then you will realize the individual are increasing drastically. So particularly why these firms, particularly individuals, are increasing in tax slabs, because it may be because of their income may have increased, government may have imposed lower slabs, and so on. So that shows you government is trying to impose more direct taxes than indirect taxes. After COVID pandemic, we have seen the change in the policy or composition of direct taxes over there. So now we can come up with the conclusion that Pearson product correlation, GDP growth rate and direct tax growth rate found to be moderately positive and statistically significant. Pearson product correlation of GDP growth rate and indirect tax growth rate found to be very low and low positive and statistically insignificant. Direct tax growth rate carries a significant impact on GDP growth rate. Regression model shows the positive and significant result for it. There is a growth of individual taxpayers who comes under the tax slab. Instead of increase in the number of taxpayers, the tax revenue hasn't increased in a proportionate amount that indicates the progressiveness of taxation system. And last one is tax revenue as share of total GDP in India is comparatively below, as world's average GDP to tax revenue is 14%, and India's tax to GDP ratio is hovering in between 10 to 12%. So we have to increase this tax to GDP ratio. So thank you.
Thank you. Next presenter, please.
Don't submit the paper to the government.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. उसमें बाजू से बाजू क्लोज कर राइट. Welcome to all. Today international conference yoga nutrition scientific training method and rehabilitation for avoiding attraction of doping in sports, and my title is application of yoga practices for prevention of doping in sports. Abstract. My name is Sheetal Kumar Munjure. I am the Sangameshwar College student. Abstract. Most serious athletes feels a strong drive to win. They often dream big too. Some athletes want to play for professional sports teams. Others want to win medals for their countries. The pressure to win leads some athletes to use drugs that might give them an edge. These are called performance enhancing drugs. Use of these drugs is known as doping. Drug abuse is becoming common among athletes. There may be various reasons for which athletes are taking drugs. For this research paper, many articles regarding therapeutic effects of yoga on drug abuse were studied thoroughly, and results obtained show that yoga is significantly effective in reducing withdrawal symptoms. Equation de-addiction of alcohol, alcohol use disorder identification test, and drug use disorder identification test showed significant improvement. Addiction of nicotine was also reduced to about 16 to 70%. Keeping in view the result of various studies, it is considered that yoga can be an effective therapy in treating drug abuse among athletes. Keyword yoga and drug abuse, various reasons for which athletes. Keywords is application, performance enhancing drug, yoga practices, prevention, doping, sports. Introduction. Yoga means.
Go to the methodological aspects and continue.
Okay, sir. I'm showing some of what is the drug in short. Explain. Performing enhancing drugs, anabolic steroid, and androsteroid, woman growth hormone, and erythropoietin, diuretics, creatine, and stimulants. One of them shortly explain. Anabolic steroid, what are they? Anabolic steroids are drugs that athletes take to boost their strength and add muscle. These drugs also are called anabolic androgenic steroid. They are made to work like a hormone that the body makes, called testosterone. Testosterone has two main effects on the body: helps build muscle, causes fractures such as facial hair and a deeper voice. The anabolic steroids used by athletes are often forms of testosterone made in a lab. Some people are anabolic steroid for medical reasons, but doping for sports is not one of the use the drugs are approved for. What makes some athletes want to use anabolic steroid? These drugs might lower the damages that happens to muscle during a hard work. That could help athletes bounce back faster from a workout. They might be able to exercise harder and more often. Some people also may like how their muscles look when they take these drugs. More dangerous types of anabolic steroid are called designer steroid. Some drug tests may not be able to spot them in a person's body. Anabolic steroid have no medical use that approved by the government. And what is the risk? Many athletes take anabolic steroid at doses that are too high. These doses are much higher than those that healthcare provides use for medical reasons. Anabolic steroids have serious side effects too. What's about the men? See their breast grow. Notice their testicle shrink. Not to be able to get a partner pregnant. Learn from a healthcare provider that their posture gland and gotten bigger. And what's about the effects of woman get a deeper voice? Treatment may not be able to change it back. Notice that a part of their genital cord, the clitoris, has gotten bigger, grow more body hair, lose the hair on the head. Treatment might not be able to bring the hair back. Stop getting periods or get them much less often than they used to. All people who use anabolic.
Upload your paper, please.
Conclusion: yoga will affect each and every part of your body and helps refreshing your mind. All the stress, anxiety being the major cause of drug addiction can be held easily by yoga. drug may enhance your performance to certain level, but they will always come with the side effects. Instead of going for drugs, athletes better choose yoga, which will help them enhance their performance in the long run. Okay, thank you.
Add muscles.
Yes, sir.
There may be the add power to the muscle. I think there is no. You can please PPT first page of the PPT.
Abstract.
Skip. Down. Next one. What are they? This third line. And add muscle. In what way? To boost their strength and add.
ॲडमिशन ॲथलेटिक्स जे असतं सर बॉडी बिल्डर ते कसं त्यांचं बॉडी परफॉर्मन्स दाखवण्यासाठी मसल ग्रोथ दाखवण्यासाठी ते स्टेरॉइड घेतलं जातं सर म्हणजे बॉडी पोस्चर दिसण्यासाठी. ओके सर परत एक 2 मिनिट घेतो सर. आता यशवंत परिवाराचा परत मी मनापासून आभार मानतोय की त्यांच्या ह्याच्या कॉन्फरन्समुळे आम्हाला संधी मिळाल्या आहे. आणि परत मी सांगू इच्छितो की बाबा स्पोर्ट्स फक्त स्पोर्ट्स नाही आहे ॲक्च्युली कसं आहे ते जीवनाकडे आपण कोणत्या अँगलनं बघायला पाहिजे ते आपल्याला शिकवलं जातं आहे. कारण कसं आहे हारणं जिंकणं हे कॉमन आहे. हे जर म्हणजे लहानपणापासून जर त्यांना शिकवलं गेलं आपण बचपन से अगर बच्चों को अपन स्पोर्ट्स में डाले तो कैसा हार जीत तो ज़िंदगी में चलते ही रहता है. लेकिन स्पोर्ट्स एक खेल नहीं है. ये एक्चुअली कैसे है आपको ज़िंदगी में कौन से एंगल में देखना चाहिए ये आप भी पहले से ही सिखाता है. क्योंकि स्पोर्ट्स को खाली कुछ तो अचीव करना है इसलिए नहीं खेलना है. ये कैसा हैप्पीनेस के लिए खेलना है खुशी के लिए खेलना है. हार जीत तो ज़िंदगी में चलते रहता है. ये अगर इंटेंशन अगर बच्चों को पहले से रहा तो जब वो स्पोर्ट्स के लिए भी खेलेगा तो खुशी के लिए खेलेगा तो कैसा उसको जीते के हारे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. लेकिन उसमें जो क्योंकि मेडल मिलने के बाद आफ्टर क्या है लेकिन खुशी अगर उसको बाबा उसमें कंटिन्यूटी तो नहीं रहने वाला नहीं है ना. इसलिए वो एंगल जो है वो इसमें स्पोर्ट्स के पीछे एंगल को स्प्रेड करना इम्पोर्टेंट है.
बच्चे तो खेल when the children when children play in the gully also at that time they don't mind for winning and losing.
Yes.
When they grow up we people teach them that winning matters.
Yes sir.
The problem is that we people should train them that winning and losing is
not the matter. Yes sir. Is the important and what in the participation what will happiness you get it's the important sir. I mean if this angle if achieve.
Thank you sir.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Respected person on the days, all the research scholars and professors from different colleges. I'm Dr. Rajiv Narvekar from, I'm not from the sports department, I'm from the management department. Okay, and so I'll be quick to give you the idea about this. The reason I'm here is because I'll take 2 minutes, okay, since I'm the last presenter, I guess. So I'm associated with the BBA program in Goa. It's a self-finance program, and ours is the only institute perhaps we started inter-class football tournament, cricket tournament for boys, girls, apart from having adventure activities. And personally, I am associated with adventure trekking program. I go at high altitude as a volunteer for youth hostel. I'm the only Goan to do a solo trek to Everest Base Camp from the traditional route. So that's my inclination towards yoga and fitness. So the paper titled "The Perception of Yoga and Barriers." The reason why this came into picture, the topic was in February. The Honorable Chief Minister of Goa, Dr. Pramod Sawant, who himself is an Ayurvedic doctor, he said his thought was to make yoga compulsory in education. So that is the reason this topic came into mind, and that's the research problem. Actually, I wanted to know what is the youth, especially the college students, are thinking about yoga as such, and what is the barrier, or what is that stops them from going ahead with it. So with that in mind, I tried to find some literature review, but the literature review which I came across mostly studies done in US and Australia, less in India, hardly anything in Goa with respect to yoga.
So I started, I will directly go to the research methodology. So I went ahead and made a questionnaire and showed it to 4 experts, and from that 19 statements were taken out for perception, and 15 for barriers, and one statement was whether they were interested in doing yoga. Okay, that's how 35 set questionnaire was prepared, and it was sent to on Google form to students in North Goa. I got around 244 complete answers. I calculated Cronbach alpha for both, and it was 0.859837 to validate the questionnaire. After that, the findings, I will not show the, I have the, I will directly go to the discussion, because there is a hyper document which is there. So, sorry. Yeah. So out of most of the students agree with the benefits of health. Out of the 19 which I gave, almost all students agreed with the fact. But the one question which I asked was, which we had seen recently coming in, was, is yoga associated with religion? Fortunately, almost all of them are said that it is nothing to do with religion, because we know that when yoga was declared also, there were a lot of some institutions came across saying we won't be promoting yoga because it is against our religion or it is a religious practice. But fortunately, the college students don't agree with that, and that is one thing which I came out of it. And so they are aware about all the benefits. So when I looked at what is the barriers, okay, so one of the important outcomes which I said, the respondent also agreed that yoga should be introduced in primary. This is also I had asked. They agree that it should be introduced in primary education, and also it should be part of a lifestyle. Then 3 important points which stands on the barrier when they're trying to, what is that stopping them or barriers. First one was, I'm not suffering from any issues or no ailments. Second was, I'm into fitness and exercise. And third was, I'm into outdoor sports. So they think this, because I'm doing this, perhaps they are not interested in undertaking yoga. Okay, that gives an idea about how yoga is considered for more of a physical exercise only, and supports. This has been supported by research finding which was done in USA also, wherein students were drawn yoga for getting more flexibility in physical exercise. Okay. So thus the importance of mental well-being along with physical is something that college students need to be attracted to. Perhaps that's what my research design is saying. There were some cross tabulations I did just to know what was the outcome. So the 16% of the students claim they have attended a yoga class out of 244. Okay, and the percentage of students practicing is 41. So that also tells you that the students who have not learned anything by class are doing it with their parents or with siblings, or perhaps using YouTube to study yoga. Okay, and cross tabulation also said that that there could, because children learning from the seniors at home. Okay, and in case of learning or practicing yoga, female students were a notch higher than compared to male. So most of the, if I come to discussion, most of the students agree with the benefits of health, mental well-being. However, the question paradox is same what we had in the morning. Jitha pikta tikta vikat nahi, asa prakar, because they are aware and there seems to be no inclination from them to practice it. So in short, this is something which we need to look at, whether we should try and bring parents and pre-primary education and make it lifestyle and culture as a yoga. Then only perhaps we will find more people knowing and practicing. So so this actually gave me the future research option, wherein we might have to do more of a qualitative study, taking into consideration what parents think and what primary teacher thinks, and depending on that, it should be how culture at home should be molded to bring in children with respect to yoga. So that is what could be the future program. Okay, the limitations, of course, time was limitations, and getting the data collection was an issue, and there was not much literature review available specific to what I was trying to study. Yeah, so future research will be, as I already mentioned, okay, and to understand what exactly is the gap and why that gap is not, being aware why students are not doing it, that could be the future research. Yeah, these are the references. Yeah. I guess any questions, if at all, because I'm the last presenter.
Thank you, sir, for your good presentation.
Okay.
It is a marathon race of 16 presenters, and mixed with the physical educationist, physiotherapist, and from the pharmacy, and from commerce and economics. Okay. It is indeed a seniors presenters along with very good youngsters who have presented very good papers related to all the scientific fields in one platform. That is the one of the greatest aspect of this conference. And that platform is created by Yeshwantrao Mahavidyalaya, Solapur, and whole faculty team worked as a team to make it success on this day. And because of their efforts, it was very much successful in the state of Maharashtra at Solapur. And coming from over the long distance to this university and making it happen, it is not an easy task for them to do it. But they did as a team, and they have shown, all the faculty has shown very enthusiastic regarding organizing this conference and bringing everyone to this platform, right from Malaysia to Sri Lanka to India. These all presenters are presented their experiences in the field of sports sciences and making sports sciences into a new world to promote the sports, and also the yoga in doing anti-doping. All these subjects were covered very well in this conference. Thank you very much. And also thank the Mahavidyalaya, Yeshwantrao Mahavidyalaya team for giving me opportunity to do this session. Thank you. I think within the 5 minutes, they will sum up the conference. Valedictory function within the 5 minutes, and a photo session is taken within a few minutes.
I know whose laptop is this? Or else I'm indeed deeply get this laptop. Anyone telling me whose laptop is this? Thank you for your wonderful
फोटो चांगले आहेत ना खाली खाली करा हॅलो ये लवकर आते हैं लवकर हाँ येऊ दे ना. Good evening, everyone. Every start has an end. So we are at the end of this two-day international conference organized by Yashwantrao Chauhan Mahavidyalaya, Karmala, sponsored by Indian Council of Social Science and Research, New Delhi. And we have conducted this conference in Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar Solapur University, Solapur Auditorium Hall. For this concluding session, we have Honorable Secretary Vidya Vikas Mandal, Mr. Vilasrao Ghumre sir, President Vidya Vikas Mandal Karmala, Honorable Principal Milind Phand sir, Principal of our college Dr. Lakshman Patil sir, and the international speakers Mrs. Anoma Ratnanaike from Sri Lanka and Mr. Dr. Gary Kohn from Malaysia. Once again, welcome everyone and all the participants. This conference was more than expectations. We were not expecting such a huge participation. Let me specify this point that we have received 250 registration for this international conference, and more than 140 research papers we have already received, and still some are in waitings. So that is a great achievement, and the trust that you people present here physically as well as who are watching this whole ceremony online. We have made a online telecast for the Sri Lankan, Malaysian, and all over India and Maharashtra participants. They are attending in the online mode. So this was the entire scenario of this conference. I request Honorable Principal to please come up and give his words for this closing ceremony.
Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Vilasrao Ghumre sir, the Secretary of our Management, President, Principal Phand sir, Anoma Ratnanaike, Madam, Gary Kohn, and other dignitaries and participants. So, this conference was beyond our expectations. So very idea of coming from Karmala, picking up total staff to launch here and to run to complete the conference, I was rather doubtful, but still I was hopeful. When my college staff is there with me, I don't think, and this is the example, sir, I don't think the very brush of failure would be there. And under the guidance of our management, Ghumre sir and Phand sir and other members were also there. So we are paving the path of progress. And this is the one kind of example that we have set here. And this will be the example for others also, means other colleges also. So in university, our college is in the first wave of accreditation. We completed our first accreditation in 2004. That was the first wave of the accreditation. Still, some colleges are there. They still have to complete their accreditation process. Then our college is awarded by the Ministry of Social Justice, Government of Maharashtra, in 2003-04. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Dalit Mitra Award for the college. Then our college is the first college in the university that formed the cluster college unit. Just we sensed what will happen in 2020, this NEP 2020. And this was the beginning of NEP 2020. And some 2-3 years ago, we formed the cluster unit of the colleges to overcome the issues. We have certain issues. So posts are not filled. You know, government of Maharashtra still is not going to fill up the posts. We have to face some problems, and to overcome all these problems, we form the cluster, and still it has to be given a strength to run with the strength. So these are some of the things that we undertake the experiments. Still, these are the experiments, and one after another, we are having victory in that. And my mind is now, I think, when man tries with a little bit of confidence and with intelligence, then there is the phrase in English that fortune favors the brave. Those who are working with the confidence, the fortune is with them. And as Dr. Lakde declared here, 250 registration. When we were in the city some days ago, at that time we have to place some orders for the bag, that kits. We was suspicious. We placed the order of the 100 bags, considering some bags we'll have to take back to our college. And you see the result that 250 participants registration is there. Another thing is that research paper, 140 plus research papers in the college. Even I didn't dream for that also, because I witnessed some international conferences in Mumbai. I had been there. I was a resource person as well as a chairperson, participant with many roles. I have been with the international conferences, but this conference is rather different one in Solapur, and how can I don't have words, because I myself should not praise what my team, my staff did, but some of the participants, uncontrollable feelings were there, and they spoke that, sir, you gave me opportunity, your staff gave us an opportunity, and in future also they expect from us, Lakde sir, in future also they expect many things from us. And you know, our management is with us, that's why we have to our management is with us, that's why we need not to fear about the result. We should be there. And the special mention with the management, I would like to say that Dr. Lakde, this is the third attempt. The first attempt was the workshop he conducted. Second was one seminar, and this is the last one, that is international conference. And cluster college unit is his idea. That's I gave the permission, and so I want the bless of all the participants. So because your good wishes should be there, and then we have a confidence to undertake such a type of enterprises. With these words, I thank all of you and say this function, Lakde will take the charge of this.
To be very honest, alone man cannot do anything. We should agree that. We should know our limitations.
आता सर म्हणले बसले सर की फिजिकल डायरेक्टरचा पुढं असं पण आम्हाला सर असं नो क्लासरूम, होल वावर इज आवर, डू एनीवेयर. इतना बड़ा क्लासरूम होता है हमारा, तो ये 4 वॉल में नहीं बंद होता है, इसलिए जहाँ भी थे हम शुरू हो जाए हमारा एज्युकेशन ऐसा है. तर मला आवर्जून असं सांगायचं आहे की ह्या यशवंत परिवारामध्ये बऱ्याचदा डॉक्टर लकडे सरांच्या आग्रहामुळे असेल, करमाळ्यातल्या कार्यक्रमामुळे असेल, आता रिटायरमेंट आली सर माझी, पण 2 वर्ष राहिले. हा आलं सांगतो. यापूर्वीही करमाळा कॉलेजवर जायचा प्रसंग यायचा, पण सरांची भेट कधी व्हायची नाही. पण अलीकडं सरांनी क्रिकेट मागितलं. क्रिकेट मागताना आम्ही फार विचार केला सर, म्हणलं बघा झेपल का, 2च ग्राउंड आहेत तिथं, इथं 5-5 ग्राउंड असताना सुद्धा आम्हाला क्रिकेट पेलवत नाही आहे. नाही सर मी घेणार आहे म्हटल्यावर आम्ही सपोर्ट केला आणि क्रिकेट दिलं. सरांनी 15 दिवस अतिशय सुंदर असं नियोजन क्रिकेटच्या झोनचं पार पडलं. आणि करमाळा आम्हाला असं लकी आहे की यावर्षी क्वालिफाय राऊंडपर्यंत आमची सर टीम क्रिकेटची खेळली गेली. आणि वुमेन्सची टीम पण फार सुंदर रीतीनं वर परफॉर्मन्स दाखवला. तर हे सगळं करत असताना मित्र मला असं म्हणायचं आहे की आपण एकटे काय करू शकत नाही, खरंच काय करू शकत नाही. परमेश्वरापाशी माझी अशी विनंती आहे की प्रत्येकाला असे संस्थापक मिळावेत. मला वाटतं बऱ्याच ठिकाणी आपण अनुभवतो, दृष्टी नक्की असते पण दृष्टिकोन असत नाही. हा दूरदर्शी दृष्टिकोन आहे डॉक्टर लकडेच्या अंगामध्ये जगून त्या गुणासाठी त्याला प्लॅटफॉर्म उपलब्ध करून देणं त्यांची जबाबदारी होती आणि 100% त्यांनी पार पाडली. अनेक कार्यक्रम असे पाहिले आम्ही कर्मामधून की ते इतक्या कुस्त्याच्या स्पर्धा सुद्धा डॉक्टर लकडे, खरं तर हॉकी फुटबॉलचा माणूस आहे, कुस्तीच्या स्पर्धा अतिशय बरोबर मोहिते सर, कुस्तीच्या स्पर्धा एवढ्या नियमात आणि अतिशय इंडोर स्टेडियममध्ये सुंदर पार पाडल्या. त्याच्यामुळं त्यांचं जे फ्रीडम आहे, त्यांना जे काम करण्यासाठी जे मुक्त संचार मिळतो आणि त्याशिवाय त्यांच्या पाठीमागं भगवद्गीतेतल्या भगवान श्रीकृष्णासारखा त्यांच्या पाठीमागं हात राहतो. आणि न धरे दे शस्त्र हाती करीन मी युक्तीच्या 4 गोष्टी, तू कितना भी लढ बेटा मैं तेरे पीछे हूं, असं म्हणणारं एक संस्थापक मिळणं म्हणजे डॉक्टर लकडेंच्या भाग्याची गोष्ट समजतो. आणि सरांना सुद्धा असे सगळेच लोक बरं का, यशवंत परिवारांना सगळ्यांना खरोखर धन्यवाद. आता मला माहीत नाही कोण कोण आले इथं, सर्वांनी अतिशय सुंदर असं इथं नियोजन केलं आणि इथं येऊन ते पार पडलं. अतिशय सुंदर असं या कार्यक्रमामध्ये सगळ्यांचं प्रेझेंटेशन झालं. माझं दुर्दैव आहे, माझं इंग्रजी थोडंसं चांगलं असल्यामुळं मला फारसं ते करता आलं नाही. फिर भी मैं हिंदी से प्यार करता हूँ, अपनी माँ से प्यार करता हूँ, मातृभूमि से मैं प्यार करता हूँ. तो मैं और एक शेर आपको सुनाना चाहता हूँ. जिंदगी जीने के लिए होती है, जिंदगी जीने के लिए होती है, हमें जीना आता नहीं. हर चीज में नशा होती है, हमें पीना पता नहीं. कमबख्त उस मेखाने में कहा दम था, कमबख्त उस मेखाने में कहा दम था, हमें नशे में डूब गिराए. सर हम तो डूब गए, गिर गए, आपकी प्यार मोहब्बत में और यहाँ तक चले आए. और एक आदरणीय हमारे दोस्त से एक शेर पेश करना चाहता हूँ. खाक कमाल था मुझ में, खाक कमाल था मुझ में, वो तो मेरे दोस्तों ने संभाल रखा था. अरे क्या खाक कमाल था मुझ में, वो तो मेरे दोस्तों ने संभाल रखा था. मेरे ऐबों को छुपाकर, मेरी बुराइयों पे चादर डालकर मुझे तो अच्छों में जोड़ रखा था, मुझे अच्छों में जोड़ रखा था. पुन्हा एकदा या यशवंत परिवाराला मी खूप खूप शुभेच्छा देतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
Before presenting the vote of thanks, I would like to call upon the outstation participants to have a photo session with the guest, and then we'll conclude with the first from Tamil Nadu. Please, they have traveled back from Tamil. Please come forward. इथे बॅनर भोसले ओपनिंग आहे म्हणून तिथं. प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड तुम्ही उभा राहा पाठी. हां ठीक आहे प्लीज. हां तुम्ही बसा. Now participants from Karnataka, you are wait after Tamil Nadu, Karnataka.
सावंगी सर थोडं जवळ घ्या ना. एक मिनिट कन्नाडी मॅडम मॅडम बाळासाहेब देशपांडे सर एक मिनिट थांबा ते भोसले वर घ्या सर सावकाश जातो. Participant from Karnataka. गोवा आणि महाराष्ट्र गोवा आणि महाराष्ट्र म्हणजे सोलापूर सोडून सोलापूर चला एकच बरं डी फार्म एमचे एम फार्मचे आणि मग रेस्ट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र करू रेस्ट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र आपले महाराष्ट्र घ्या मॅडम आणि डायटिशियन न्यूट्रिशन कोर्स प्लीज कम प्लीज या या सोलापूर विद्यापीठ सोलापूर विद्यापीठ या की तिकडून एक काय इकडे पण आहे बघ तर सर तुम्ही का नंतर घे थांबा मग आपले एक मिनिट फोटोग्राफर इथे बसा आलं तिकडे पलीकडे
सोलापूर नाही अजून आपली सोलापूर सचिन कुठे या सर
डायरेक्टर घ्या सगळे
तेच डायरेक्ट सोलापूर देऊ यशवंत परिवार यशवंत परिवार या की आता
बॅटरी घेऊन थांबतो
नको नको या
मोबाईल पण
असू दे भोसलेकडे भोसले धरा होते सर थोडं इकडे सर नाही आज जाऊ इकडे सचिन सर वरती आहे. या सर दिस इज आवर एंटायर यशवंत परिवार the team behind organizing this international conference. यशवंत परिवार वरतीच या यशवंत परिवार वरती या अँड प्लीज मॅक्झिमम पीपल ऑल पार्टिसिपेंट्स प्लीज कम ऑल पार्टिसिपेंट्स सचिन सर वरती या
हो सचिन सर बरोबर आहे होय आता सगळा फोटो काढाला ग्रुप काढालो
पुढे नाही जेवढे बसतील तेवढे हायटेड दोज वर हायटेड प्लीज कम बॅक हां सेकंड ग्रुप
मला चिडचिड करत
हाईट वाली ठीक आहे ठीक सेकंड लॉट परत घेऊ हां ए इकडे भैया समर्थ नाव काय इकडे ना तर मग एक मिनिट रिमेनिंग उरलेले सर्व या अरे सुवर्ण तुझं वेगळं आहे का हां हे इथं लेडीज आहेत तुम्ही लेडीज पुढे या आता राहू दे आपण थांबायचं
सगळा टोटल ओव्हरऑल ग्रुप घ्यायचा
समोरचे या बाळासाहेब सर पुढे असं पुढे पुढे ना हां हे पुढे Please wait for the vote of thanks. Mane sir.
Good evening. Once again, I got the opportunity to give vote of thanks. It's a great privilege to express gratitude in such a very magnificent function. Yesterday, we got a very grand opening ceremony, and in that opening ceremony, chief guest VC ma'am, Registrar Yogini Ghare ma'am, they have blessed us, and we have the result of very grand success of this conference. So I thank them along with other participants and participants coming from other states and different kind of areas. They have witnessed this function, which was a very grand success, and behind this we have University Administration, Sinhagad Institute Administration. They have supported us in rest houses and so many accommodations, and therefore it's my humble will that I should express a very heartful thank for them also. Most important aspect of this conference is that since yesterday we have international scholars, Dr. Gary Kwan from Malaysia, Mrs. Anoma Ratnaike from Sri Lanka, and Dr. Rajesh Kumar from Hyderabad. They have given such magnificent and scholarly speeches, and they have dominated this conference. So I express a very deep thanks from my bottom of heart. And then we have chairpersons like Dr. Pradeep Deshmukh from Latur, Dr. Shatrunjay Kate from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. I was very impressed to these two people as they were sitting here. They were not just the showpieces, but when they were listening very scholarly lectures, they were taking very important notes, and then they were giving their opinions, and that was also very scholarly criticism of that speech given by scholars. So I express a very heartful thanks for them also. Then four people who dominated in real sense this conference by playing a very important role of resource persons: Dr. Abhijit Jagtap, Dr. Manali Kane, Dr. Snehal Pendse, and Dr. Yogesh Thorat. Actually, they have given the real meaning to this conference as they delivered very dignified and scholarly speeches on the given topics, and we got all enlightened. So I express my deep gratitude even for these four members. Again, at the end of this speech, resource persons, there was one final year MBBS student. I think she is Sania Patil. All participants got impressed by her because of her very scholarly speech, in which she has actually presented for doping. She has given the substitute for making better performance. One can do yoga and get a very nice performance in their sports. So I even thank her. Then one important person here who has made this function stream in 2-3 nations and even throughout all the states that is our college Yeshwant Parivar's member, Mr. Assistant Professor, Mr. Pramod Sete. I thank even him too. Again, behind this program, we have a very great blessings of our management. Perhaps you might have seen from the opening ceremony, it is very obvious that management should be here for the opening ceremony or be behind the curtains and bless the program. But Mr. Vilasarauji Ghumre sir and the chairman of our institution, president of our institution, Milinji Phand sir, they have here as a participant and they have enjoyed the whole function. They have appreciated the total conference, and he was yesterday at the night we were speaking, he was very happy for this international conference. So I thank them, and we expect such kind of cooperation so that our Yeshwant Parivar can do such kind of programs or events. Then Mr. Ajit Sangve, the reporter of Dainik Divya Maratha, he is here and he has played very key role for giving publicity to our function. I express thanks from our institution. Again, there are some selfless volunteers who have given very selfless service, and that was the team of university team, hockey team, and they have very played important role since the opening to the end of this program. So I thank them also from our team. Again, Suresh Pawar sir, he is the organizing member of committee. He is the organizing committee member. He has played very important role. He has given very important cooperation to our Dr. Lokde, and it is my humble duty to say thank for him too. And most important aspect that was happened in this conference, that more than 150 research papers we have received till now, and more than 16 researchers have presented their very scholarly research paper. So I thank them also. And at the end, if there is anybody missed by me to express my gratitude, I ask pardon for them, and I declare this program is over. Thank you.